you doing? I just put little Cody down for his nap. I keep hearing all this rooting around coming from the third floor. Can you keep it down up there? Oh, sorry, Paige. I was just looking for something. I'll try to keep it down for you. Oh, I've been thinking about this for a while, and it seems I was right. We can't have 3 families all living in one house. I think it's just too much. Now, after all this time, we've been living like this for over 2 years now, and you're just bringing this up now? We all have a separate entrance, a separate bathroom, and a separate kitchen. What's the problem? We've been staying out of each other's hair this whole time, haven't we? Oh, it might be all right for you, but I've got my parents-in-law living right below me on the first floor, and I've got my sister-in-law living above me on the 3rd floor. I have to watch everything I do. I can't raise my kids comfortably living like this. Really? I put soundproofing on the floors and walls up here. Are you still really that concerned? It's not so much the sound as it is just how I feel living sandwiched between my husband's whole family. You know I'm pregnant again. Soon your brother and I are going to have even more kids running around here. I think it'd be better if we had more bedrooms for them. Can't you try to look at it from Alan and I's perspective? Don't you think it's about time you got out on your own and started being independent? Huh? Hold on there. Is this your way of telling me to get out? No, I'm not telling you to get out. I'm just saying maybe you should be more independent and think about your own future, don't you think? How long are you going to sponge off your parents? You're living in the same house as your parents and your brother's family. Are you saying you haven't felt a little ashamed about that at your age? No, why? I've got nothing to be ashamed of. Oh, wow, Amber, you've got even more nerve than I thought. If it was me, even if I didn't think I was too old to still be living with my parents, I definitely feel ashamed to be an unemployed shut-in leeching off her parents and her brother's family. I wouldn't be able to face the world if that was me. You weren't raised very well, were you? I'm not an unemployed shut-in. I have a job, I work from home, and I pay all the maintenance costs on this house. So, this is how you really feel about me. You think I'm a shameless, unemployed shut-in who's just leeching off of their parents and brother? Well, if I can speak frankly, aren't you? You say you're paying maintenance costs. What, like a couple $100 to your parents each month? Don't try to make yourself sound better than you are, okay? I guess I'll say this now. You're not going to get married anytime soon, are you? Look, Alan is your brother, so you should care about him and his family. I'm just thinking about me and Alan's future as well as our children's future, so could you not get in our way, please? It's really hard for us all to live like this with you around. I get it. So that's how you really feel, huh? I thought we had all built a good relationship with each other, but I see I was the only one who thought that. So, when you were being all thankful to me on your wedding day and when you gave birth, it was all a show. You never felt that way. You were just looking at me as a worthless sponge. A roadblock for you. Honestly, when you gave us cash for our wedding and our baby shower presents, we were flattered. But your brother and I broke out laughing, you giving us money. We thought we were going to die of laughter. Let me put this in easy words. Even you can understand. I hate you. So would you please just get out as fast as you can? Someday, when your parents have passed on and you're not working, your brother and I will let you come back and rent one of the rooms on the 3rd floor. Of course, when that time comes, we'll expect you to do the housework for us. Basically, you're saying you want me out because you're having another kid. And when your kids have grown up and moved out, you want me to come back and be your maid, huh? Does my brother feel the same way? Of course he does. Alan is saying he wants to have a few more bedrooms for all the kids, and he agrees that you need to start being independent too. We don't want to up and throw you out on the street, but you get the point. I get it. If you guys hate me that much, I guess I don't have a choice. I'll give you what you want. I'll make this just a 2-family household. Is that what you want? Yes, you get it. That's exactly what I want. Thanks. when can you start packing? Are you going to start looking for a house right now? We'll even help you move your stuff to your new place. So tell us as soon as you find one. I'll contact you when I have everything prepared. See you. Amber, what the heck is going on? Why are all of our things gone? Even the wallpaper has been torn off the walls. What the heck happened? What's going on? Huh? Why are you asking me that? You said you wanted this house to be a two-family household. That's what I'm giving you. You were the first person to suggest it, so I figured I'd move you guys out. I had all your stuff packed up and moved out last night when you took your family out of town for the weekend. Why? I never said that I wanted Alan, me, and our kids to leave, did I? I asked you to get out, didn't I? Why would you do such a stupid thing? What gives you the right to move our stuff out? I should be asking you that. Why do you think you have any right to kick me out? All those things you said about me, that I was loud, annoying, and getting in your way? You think you can just walk into my family's house and start running your mouth like that? What are you talking about? Alan is going to inherit this house in the future, so it's basically his. Eventually, this house and everything in it is going to be Alan's, which means I'm going to be running everything around here soon. That's why I'm allowed to say what I want around here. Got it? Inheritance has nothing to do with anything. Alan is not the heir, and we're not the royal family. This is my house. You said you hate me, so it only makes sense that you are the ones that leave. This is my house, so I decide who lives here and who gets kicked out. Oh, you only think that because you were born a few years before Alan. So please, don't act like you're so great. This house is not yours. It's your father's house, and it's going to be Alan's in the future. The son will get everything, not you. You should be ashamed to be saying that it's yours. Don't be so conceited. I don't know where you got your information from, but this house is not my father's, and it's not my mother's. This house is 100% mine. Huh? What are you talking about? Did your father give you an early inheritance or something? No. I bought this house with the money that I made. It's my house. The house that Alan and I grew up in was bought up by the government because they wanted the land. Anyway, that was before you and Alan started seeing each other and got married. My dad wanted to buy another house after the government bought his, but I had so many extra rooms in my house, I suggested they come live with me instead. So, if you want to get technical, my parents are sponging off of me, not the other way around. What? This is all nonsense. There's no way this could be your house. This house is so big and so beautiful. There's no way you could make enough money to afford this. Wow, it looks like you really did think I was an unemployed shut-in. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm a pretty popular author. I doubt you've ever read a book in your life. That's probably why you didn't know. When you said you work from home, you meant you were an author, as in writing books? And you're saying you're popular? That's not possible. I never knew that. Nobody told me this was your house, and nobody told me you were an author. We've told you. 2 years ago, when Alan got laid off work and you guys were struggling, I told you I'd let you live with me and my parents until Alan got back on his feet. My parents and I explained everything to you then. My parents and Alan told you this is Amber's house, and they explained everything to you. It wouldn't surprise me if you forgot, but are you really saying you forgot? Well, Oh my God. How could you forget? It's only been 2 years and you forgot such an important thing as to whose house you're living in? Oh wow. Just wow. On top of that, you try to kick the landlord out of her own house? What a joke! Even after Alan found a new job and you guys got back on your feet, I continued to let you stay here. And you called me the sponge? The leech? And you said I've got nerve. But I forgot, so I didn't know. Amber, I'm sorry. I was under the wrong impression. Please forgive me. You accused me of sponging and leeching. You basically called me a leech. It looks like you got your foot in your mouth this time, huh? You must be pretty ashamed, huh? Pretty embarrassing, huh? It is. You're right. I'm really sorry. I didn't know the whole story and I was really mean to you. I'm sorry. I wanted to live in a big house like this. I know rent on a place like this is probably twice what we're paying now. We're really grateful. We really appreciate it. So please, have our appliances and furniture brought back in. Why? You're already out of the house, aren't you? When you guys first moved in, we agreed that when Alan got a new job, you guys would move out. I let you guys stay a lot longer than that. This is the perfect time for you to leave. Oh, no, we haven't even started looking for a new place. Kicking us out suddenly like this, what are we gonna do? Your house is so comfortable. Just let us stay here a little longer. At least until our children are in elementary school or junior high school, okay? What? No way. I'm not going to live with someone who hates me. I told you, I decide who lives here and who gets kicked out. Anyway, I had all of your furniture and things shipped over to your parents' house. If you haven't found a place to live yet, maybe you should try living there. You sent everything to my parents' house. My brother lives there. You know I don't get along with him. He hates me. I can't live there. I can't go back to my parents' house. Please let me stay here a little longer. If that's the case, you understand how I feel, right? Your brother hates you, so you don't want to live with him. That's how I feel about you. You hate me, so I don't want to live with you. If you don't want to go back to your parents' place, why don't you find somewhere else? Why are you being so mean to me? I have small children. Are you going to kick out your own nephews? Your cute, innocent nephews? You've got no heart. You're seriously asking me why I'm being mean? After all the things you said to me and all the things you put me through, you think I shouldn't be angry? I never said I was a saint. And don't think you can use your children as a shield to get sympathy or forgiveness. I've decided I want you out, so there's no use in arguing about it. You're not going to change my mind. But I misunderstood what was going on. I didn't know it was your house. I already apologized to you, didn't I? I apologize, so please forgive me. Please, please, pretty please. Wow. Now you're acting like a kid. Some things can't be forgiven. You should know that by now. I told you! I forgot it was your house! I don't want to hear any more excuses. You're wasting my time. Get out now. It's not up for debate. Let's not get in each other's way anymore. Let's all live comfortable lives in separate houses. I won't have anything to do with your lives anymore. And you guys stay out of my life. I can't believe this. Look, I've got a meeting I've got to get to. Don't worry about giving me back the house key. I'm having all the locks on the house changed tomorrow. Goodbye. After that, Paige stayed at the house on the second floor for a while, just banging on the walls and crying. Later, Paige even got on her knees and begged me. She did all sorts of things to try to win back my favor. It was clear she didn't want to give up such a large place with such good rent in such a convenient part of town. That was her only intention. It was obvious she still hated me. She wouldn't leave. She stayed hanging around the house trying to get me to let her keep living there. She even started following me around anytime I left to go to the store or run errands around town. She was bothering me so much that I couldn't concentrate on my work anymore. It got pretty depressing. I told my brother that if she didn't stop, I was going to call the cops and charge her for trespassing and stalking. Alan knew I was serious. He apologized and said he'd take care of it. He literally had to come and drag Paige away from the house. After he managed to get her in the car, they left. Paige refused to move in with her parents. So Alan had to rent a small room somewhere while looking for a new place to live. I hear Paige just mopes around and mumbles about how much she hates her brother and the bad memories she has of him and how much she loved my house. If she wouldn't have opened her big mouth, she could have still been living with me in my big house. Sucks to be her. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. See you next time. Hey Brian, you busy? I have to talk to you about something.
What is it, Kendra? Tell me.
How long do you plan on living with Mom? Grow up and stop sponging off of her.
What? What is this all of a sudden?
I'm telling you to grow up. Get out of Mom's house. Get a job and support yourself. How many years has it been since you quit your job? You spend all day alone in your room. It's bothering Mom. Dad's probably looking down on you now from heaven, ashamed.
What are you talking about? I've got a job. I'm working hard. I work from home and I make money.
Oh, stop lying. I heard you spend all day in your room playing on your computer. You're just playing games, aren't you?
Heard. Heard from who?
From Mom, of course. She's worried about you. She called me yesterday and told me. At your age, you should be out working, not sitting home in your bedroom all day. You're wasting all of Mom's money. You know she doesn't have a full-time job. She only has a couple side jobs. She barely brings in any money. She can't continue supporting you two. Are you not embarrassed of yourself?
What is all this? I told you I have a job. I'm working. I work from home and I'm making as much money as I did before. I've explained all this to Mom before as well.
I don't know what you mean when you say working from home, but Mom wants you to get out and get a real job. One where you leave the house. It's embarrassing for Mom to have a son that everyone thinks is a shut-in. She said so.
Mom said that.
Yes? And how long are you going to stay unmarried? Are you not planning on giving Mom grandkids? What kind of a son are you? Mom said you're an embarrassment to her.
Really? That's really how she feels about me?
Yeah, and I feel the same too. We don't need anyone like you trying to take care of things over there. So will you do us all a favor and just get out?
What? What are you saying?
I'm going to be moving back in with Mom. So I want you out of the house.
No, really. What are you talking about? You can't move back in with Mom. You're married. What about your husband and your son?
Oh, I got divorced. I'm taking my son and I'm moving back in with Mom.
What? You got divorced? Why?
It doesn't matter why, does it? I don't need a jobless shut-in like you commenting on my life.
Yeah, but you got divorced?
Anyway, I'm going to be moving back in with Mom and supporting her. So hurry up and get out and start living on your own. Get your act together. Mom doesn't need to be supporting a jobless, unmarried embarrassment like you. So get out and start being independent.
Hey, hold on a minute here. Does Mom know you're telling me to do all this? This isn't your decision to make.
Of course she knows. She wanted me to tell you all this. Besides, she said she'd feel a lot better living with me and my son than with you. She can't wait to start living with her beautiful grandson. She's so happy about it.
So, Mom is in on this with you, huh?
Yeah, so get out. I'm going to look after the house and Mom from now on. As for you, hurry up and get a real job.
Okay, I get it. It's just that Dad died 5 years ago, and because I'm the eldest, I've been taking care of everything since then. But if you and Mom both feel that strongly about it, I'll leave. But I'm taking all the things I bought with my money with me when I leave. And when I leave, I'm not having anything to do with the house or the property anymore. You said you'd take care of everything, so don't rely on me to do it.
Oh, you don't even have to say it. We wouldn't rely on you for anything. What would we possibly rely on an unemployed shut-in like you for? And take whatever you bought, I don't care. I don't want to use anything that a loser like you has touched anyway. If you do leave anything of yours, I'll just burn it anyway.
Are you sure you're okay with all this? Can you two really manage the property and everything to do with it without me? Essentially, I'm going to be breaking off all ties I have to that place, okay?
Stop bothering me with all this nonsense. Of course we're okay with it. Just hurry up and get your useless ass out. You're an embarrassment to us all.
This means I'm not going to be paying for anything anymore either.
Who needs your money anyway? You don't even work. How much money could you pay anyway? We don't need the nickels and dimes you find between the seat cushions.
You said it. I won't forget. I'm not going to be there for you. If you need help, don't come crawling to me.
Likewise. Don't ever ask us to help you again either. I'm not as nice as Mom. I'm not going to help a loser like you.
Okay, I get it. Well, I'll start getting all my stuff together. I'll be out in about a week. I'll send you all the paperwork to have the house, the bills, and everything else put in your name. You can fill it all out.
I know how to do it. You don't have to worry about a thing. Try not to become homeless when you're on your own. Good luck finding a job, loser. Hey, Brian, where's all of Dad's money? What's wrong with you, you jobless loser?
Excuse me? What are you talking about? What do you mean, Dad's money?
What do you mean, what do I mean? All of the money from Dad's inheritance? All the money he left behind for Mom? After I got all moved in, I was looking for it, and it's not anywhere. It should be here. Where did you hide it? You didn't take it with you, did you? You lousy thief!
Look, I have no idea what you're talking about. There isn't any money left from Dad.
What? Why the hell not? Did you use it all?
No, I didn't use it. Mom spent it all.
What? Mom did?
If you want to be exact, right after Dad died, Mom got swindled out of a ton of money. She got into a lot of debt. They caught the guys that screwed her over, but not all of the money was ever returned. She had to use all of Dad's money just to get out of debt. So, the only thing Mom has left to her name is that house and that property. There's no money.
You're kidding. So how has Mom been surviving up until now? Mom's little side jobs aren't enough to support her. And the government doesn't give her hardly anything.
I told you I was working this whole time, but you refused to believe me, didn't you?
But that's not possible. You said you were working from home. You can't make much money working from home. It'd be like a kid's allowance. There's no way you'd be making enough to support yourself, let alone Mom and this house. I read so on the internet.
Look, I don't know what you read on the internet, but I'm making more from home than I ever did working at that other company.
More than your old job? How is that possible?
I'm doing the exact same job I was doing before. I'm just working freelance now. The clients and customers I met while working at my old job are hiring me directly now. But now I'm not paying for gas to and from the office, and I'm not eating out for lunch every day anymore. On top of that, I'm getting paid more for each job because the company isn't taking its own cut. The electricity bill has gone up at the house, I suppose, but only by a bit.
So you've really been supporting Mom this whole time. You haven't been relying on Dad's money.
That's right. It was never there to rely on. And Mom's little side jobs, they've never brought in enough money to cover the maintenance and utility costs of the house. Anyway, she uses all the money she makes for trips to the hospital or doing things with friends.
So what about all the money Mom gives my son for birthdays and holidays and all the other times? And that big party she threw for my son and his friends when he entered elementary school?
I gave her the money for all that. Mom doesn't have any savings at all. I gave her money for all that stuff.
I thought she was always just using Dad's money. You were making that much money working from home. I had no idea.
Well, that's what was going on. I can see why you thought I used up all of Dad's money. I'm glad we got that cleared up. Since that's cleared up, I guess this conversation is over.
Wait, hold on. If you got that much money, why don't you send us a little to help out with everything?
Huh? Why?
Just because you moved doesn't mean you're still not the eldest, right? As the eldest, whether you live here or not, I think you still have a responsibility to help out. I said I was going to be taking over all of the management and stuff for the house. So you can pay me a little bit for all my troubles. Call it a fee or a thank you, whatever.
What is wrong with you? I told you not to ask me for anything, and you said you wouldn't ask me for anything. You said that no more than 10 days ago.
I said that back when I thought Mom still had a ton of Dad's money left over. And I didn't know my big brother was making a lot of money. I thought Mom had a ton of money in the bank. That's why I left my husband. I quit my job before moving back here too. But when I get here, I find out there isn't a cent waiting for me. I can't live like this. I have no money. I've got a little kid to feed. I beg you, just pay us what you were paying before.
Not a chance. It's your own fault. You assumed Mom had lots of money in the bank, and you quit your job. You think I'm just gonna keep paying money? You kept calling me a loser and an embarrassment? You think you can treat me like dirt all the time and then still rely on me when you're in trouble? You've got a lot of nerve. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I said I didn't know. So it was not my fault. Anyway, just help me out until I find another job, okay? And if you can, just a little bit after that too, and I'd be really happy. Please, you're my brother. You'd be helping out your little sister and your nephew. Consider it that way.
No thanks. You get your act together. Mom doesn't need to be supporting a jobless, unmarried embarrassment like you. You said you were going to look after the house and Mom from now on. So don't rely on me to do it.
How could you? You're just going to abandon your family? You're going to leave your mother and your sister and your little nephew stranded like this?
Yeah, I don't care what happens to you. I'm an embarrassment to you and Mom, remember? And why would I care what happens to the house I got kicked out of? Not to mention, you never once apologized to me for anything you did or said about me, did you? So, why would I want to give you anything? I'm not giving you 1 cent.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying you're an unemployed shut-in. And for saying you're an embarrassment. Forgive me. So please, Brian, help us.
No. Because of your big mouth and because Mom agreed with you, I don't know you two anymore. This is my first time living by myself and I'm loving it. I splurged and bought myself the best high-rise condo in town. I'm finally free now. It's great.
Your mom and your sister are here struggling and you're living by yourself in a high-rise condo? What is this? What's going on here? This isn't what was supposed to happen.
Well, whatever happens next, just do your best. Don't sponge off your mother forever. Good luck looking for a job, loser. After that, Kendra started to panic and applied for jobs at any places that were hiring. She got a job at a supermarket in her neighborhood. But because she's so stubborn, she had some trouble with the people there, customers and employees. And I heard she quit after only a month. Her neighbors tried to distance themselves from her too. Suddenly, she felt isolated in the house she grew up in. She blamed Mom for everything. She said all this happened because Mom didn't tell her about losing all of Dad's money. And because they see each other every day now, I hear they're always at each other's throats. After hearing that, I felt really bad for leaving my nephew in such an environment. I contacted my sister's ex-husband and told him that he should really come and get my nephew. After hearing what happened, my ex-brother-in-law got really upset with Kendra and came back to get his son. He was able to get full custody of my nephew and took him away from Kendra. My ex-brother-in-law is raising my nephew quite well with the help of his parents. Because of that, Kendra got even more angry and even harder to live with. My mom has called me many times begging me to please come back home. But I just say, sorry Mom, it's my first time living on my own, so I'm too busy to do that.
Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. See you next time.